Yo, what's good guys? Inswain with Inswain Audio. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and join the family. I drop tutorials every day. Welcome in, yo. We missed you. Today, I'm going to be doing a breakdown, a full breakdown, tutorial, review, overview, whatever you want to call it, of the new Logic stock ChromaGlow saturation distortion plugin. This is the one thing that Logic was missing stock that we didn't have was a saturation plugin. And now we got it. I'm super hyped and it's actually really dope. So let's jump into it. Alright, so what I got here is a little session. It's like a little indie folk type song. I just chose this because it had vocals, guitars. I'm going to give you some audio examples and it kind of had what I was looking for. So yeah, so if you go here into your plugin suite, you can see if you go to distortion, ChromaGlow. There's a stereo mono version. This is the new plugin right here. Purple, orange, looks kind of cool. Pretty simple, but really effective. It's got some nice presets. We got bass, drums. The presets, I haven't looked into many of them, but there's quite a bit of them. A lot to work with. So I'm going to break down the plugin and then I'll give you some audio examples. First over here, we got the model. This is sort of the style or the emulation of saturation that we're choosing. You can see we got retro tube, which is even order harmonics. Modern tube, which is going to give you like warmth and saturation. Magnetic is tape saturation. Squeeze is interesting. And what this does is it gives you the saturation that occurs from like overdriving or, really driving a compressor. So that one's really interesting. And then, analog preamp is going to emulate like a preamp. So we got some, different models to choose from, different tones and textures. Then moving over here on the drop down menu for style, we have clean and colorful. The way that I kind of summarize this is clean is like more subtle and colorful is more of an exaggerated effect. But what's nice is we have a drive knob. This is, how hard we're going to drive it. 0% is no drive at all. As you turn it up more and more, you're going to be getting more saturation by driving the signal harder into the tube or whatever you choose. Over here, we have a bypass button for the low frequencies of the saturation circuit. And this is not going to bypass the frequencies on the signal. It's just on the sidechain circuit for the saturation, meaning if you add this, it's going to choose what frequencies you're bypassing in the saturation, but they're still going to be in the original dry signal. The level in is just the gain coming into the plugin. The level out is the gain coming out of the plugin. You also have a mix knob, which is huge. I love a mix knob on pretty much any plugin I get. I want a mix knob. This is so that you can blend the original signal with the wet signal. On 100%, it's entirely the process signal. 0% is entirely the dry, and you can blend it in. So you can really fine tune between the model type, the style, the drive. You can really fine tune things, but then you can also get even more fine tuning with the mix knob, which in my books is huge. That right there, I love that. And then just one more thing down here, we got the low cut and the high cut. And what this is exactly what it sounds like, an EQ for your entire signal. Now they're off by default, but you can engage them. You got the slope, which you can choose the steepness of the slope, the frequency at which it occurs, and then the resonant, which, emphasizes around that frequency. You can choose if you want like any resonance boosts or not around that frequency. Then you got a low cut. You also got that for the high cut, same settings. And what's really nice is they both have a pre and a post setting. So you can choose if you want these high/low cuts to be pre-processing or post-processing, meaning do you want to remove these frequencies before it reaches the saturation circuit or after it reaches the saturation circuit. And the difference might be subtle, but in certain instances it might be nice if you want to remove the frequencies so they're not even being saturated at all, as opposed to letting them be saturated and then removing them. It has a different effect. So the fact that you can choose that is huge in my books as well. That's really it for an overview of the plugin. So now let's get to the part you've been waiting for. Let's hear what it actually sounds like. So let's start with a vocal. I'll play you what we got here just so you can hear it.
I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key.
So this part is just acoustic guitar and vocal. So what I'll do is we'll start with the vocal. That's what we all came here for, right? So I'll apply it. I'll just mess around with some settings, do some extreme stuff so you can hear what it sounds like, and then I'll try to dial in something more realistic. Let's do this.
I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart, please? And I'm still learning how to love you. And I'm sure I always will. I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart? I didn't mean to fall in love with you.
Cool. I like the magnetic tape. I like that for this one. So let's dial in something a little bit more realistic here.
I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart? I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart, please? And I'm still learning how to love you.
Something like that, maybe. I'll play it soloed out before and after. I'll start with it bypassed.
I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart, please?
So yeah, sounds really, really clean. Add some richness, some texture, and yeah, texture to the vocal that I'm really liking. Sounds really cool. So now let's try it on the acoustic guitar.
I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart, please? And I'm still learning how to love you. And I'm sure I always. I didn't mean to fall in love with you. I didn't know you had the key. But won't you unlock every chamber in my heart, please? And I'm
All right, so yeah, this right here adds a lot of body to the guitar, to those low mids. I'll play it bypassed and then I'll enable it, starting with it bypassed. Listen to like the strumming, how much more powerful the strums sound when it's enabled. You just get a lot of that character and detail, kind of like with the vocal. Obviously it's a different source, but it just adds a lot of character and texture. It's the word I keep going to. I'm really liking this a lot. Now let's try it on the piano. We'll go to the part where the piano is. Song's not mixed and it's a little dense, so I'll just play the piano in solo so we can hear it, but let's check it out. Sounds pretty sweet there. I don't like it as much as I liked it on the other sources, but you know, it's unprocessed. The piano would probably need some compression first to really get it so that I could drive it more evenly, but it still sounds pretty nice. Definitely got a level jump, but didn't sound bad. Definitely did not sound bad. Now, what I got here is I have a drum bus. We can try it on a drum bus because I know a lot of people are going to want to hear that. So let's hear the drums. Okay, cool. Now let's test out the ChromaGlow on some drums. Wow, that is really squeezing it. That's a good name for it. Kind of like that. Let's try out like some tape saturation. Yeah, not bad. Definitely brought some life to it. I'd probably mess around with it more, but just to show you guys kind of what it sounds like and why you should use it on different sources, what the things do. But before we go, we got to try it on the mix bus. All right, let's give this a shot here. Let's do some tape saturation on the mix bus. That might be better than what it was. I really liked it on the vocals, but on the mix bus, wow. I think that's definitely my two favorite sources was the vocals and the mix bus. Wow. It's like it goes from like in my mind it's like gray, and then you turn it on and it just is like rainbow. Like it just adds life to it. And it also like jumps out of the speakers and gets closer to you. Yeah, this thing is really good. Crazy. I'm definitely gonna start using it. Yeah, let me know if you guys like it, if you've tested it out. I know it's not brand new. I'm a little late, but hopefully I broke it down in a way that makes sense for you guys. Because if you wanted the technical explanation, you can just look up the manual yourself. So I like to give you the, layman's terms of how the plugin works and give you some examples. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Name your firstborn child after me. I'd really appreciate it, and so would the algorithm. Anyways, guys, Inswain with Inswain Audio. Peace.